Alright, welcome guys, welcome. We're back with Dwarf Fortress. It's Fortress Friday, of course, so we're going to continue our fortress in the reanimating biome. So we're in the sort of in the death area. I've got a few different sorts of creatures now that we've sort of been catching up and through here. I don't know why I'm starting on this particular level. I normally sort of start up on the level that I need to be working on, and in this case we're looking at our cage area. So we've got ourselves a Gorlak in a cage. We've got a naked mole dog. Down through here we've got giant wild boars. That's right, we were thinking of trying to... I don't know if we can actually... if we can set these up as, like, you know, and actually tame them. So we're gonna try to do that. I wonder if we've got any... We've got 11 really unhappy dwarves as well, which is really bad. It's about half the fortress. Nearly, it's a third of the fortress anyway. Over a third of the fortress is extremely unhappy, which is not good at all. So there's nothing much we can really do about that until we sort of get on top of everything else in the fortress. Now, that's just going to be a nice to have, so I might just leave them in those cages for now. Let's just go back and see what else there is. We've got one trader who's ready to trade. I think we've done the trading. I'm pretty sure that we've actually sort of got what we wanted from the trade already. So the merchants, I think I'll just leave them where they are. This is the top of the fortress, so you know, we're sort of close-ish to doing what we need to do. I've got the blocked off. There's 16 hostiles. Let's have a look and see the different hostiles. We've got this. I think we're in a position now where we've really got to start to. Because we've now got 32 population, we've got to really start to get a military up and running properly. Hi Miguel, how you going? Say hello Daz, hope you are all right. Take care of them unhappy dwarves. Yes, yeah. It's been a very, very hard fortress, to be honest. This is because it's a reanimating biome. All sorts of really bad things happen in here, so it's been quite difficult. We're still trying to secure the fortress, actually, and I don't know if we fixed that one up last time. This is actually the first cavern layer, and you can see the skeletons of all sorts of different things. This is like a giant bat. There's a whole lot of stuff in through here. This is an atom smasher that we're using here just to sort of drop a drawbridge down onto rubbish. But this is now becoming quite a useful little area, so I might have to chop and change that to somewhere else, I think. Maybe even here. Maybe even sort of do that as the atom smasher, but because this is what this is designed for. This is designed for killing undead as they come into the fortress. So we've sort of had to use that a little bit at different times. Anyway, let's just keep on going through all the hostiles. We've got the first one. We've got a whole lot of undead in through here now. This is actually where a whole lot of all the purple ones are actually undead creatures that have actually been building up very, very quickly by killing off other creatures. So you can see through here we've got a Dwarf, and you can see there's all Dwarf teeth and stuff like this. So this one's experiencing mortal fear. This one's exhausted, it's seriously injured. If we have a look and see the actual combat that it's had, not that we've sort of really worried too much about that one, but it's kicking like cave crocodile corpses and stuff like this. So it's actually doing a lot of, there's a lot of things attacking it at the moment, a lot of undead stuff. So this thing's going to, of course, die and then come back to life. And so that will then be yet another of the undead creatures. And you can see that there's giant toad corpses. If there's anything above that level, no, there's not. 2 crocodiles and a giant bat corpse back in through here as well, all attacking this thing. There's heaps of them. So there's another one there. This is another corpse, which is underwater at this point in time. There's another corpse down through there. There's a giant olm corpse. So these are all on that layer that we're looking at, which is why we have to secure it. More corpses up in the top corner there. They've been just killing any animal that wanders into this one. There's another cave crocodile corpse down in the south. Back to those again. So then out top, we've got a group of these little dark gnome corpses. And so these are easy-ish to kill off, but the other ones aren't. So got 16 of those. Look, not 16 of those in particular. 3, 4, 5, and so these have these have been killing things. And you can see there's a whole lot of the dead ones up the top through here as well. This is where the giant boars came in. The giant boars actually ended up killing off these guys. If we have a look and see what this is going on, this is actually just the left hand of a dark gnome. We can't see anything else there. That is an upper arm of a dark gnome. So they're just sort of outside. These would be extremely easy to finish off. There's a cave crocodile with a whole lot of cave crocodile blood. So that one's only just come back to life. So there's a heap of them, and then we've got this one here as well. So at the moment, even one of these is actually very, very dangerous for us to contend with. So we have to keep them all out. Hi, Began, how are you going? And the trouble we have is that this being a cavern layer, we do need to secure this because this is our one source of wood that is relatively safe. So we do want to, you can see we've chopped down a lot of wood from in here as well. So we need to have this area to be nice and safe and secure, but it's actually, at the moment it's sort of not. What I might do is I might put I could put a wall around that just to stop my dwarves, because quite often they run through here just as I'm about to atom smash, and it's a bit of Russian roulette as they sort of run past the drawbridge there. Anyway, so just double check. This all has to be going all the way up to the top. I think we finished it last session actually, so just got to make sure that there's no gaps in any of that area. That's all okay. Continues on through there. Yep, as long as there's nothing that can get through to the other side. See how there's an up-down stair there, but even that's on the opposite side of of what's happening. We have now turned that one off. There's it's secure all the way across through there. Again, secure through there. That's all okay. This is going further and further up now. That's all secure. On that side, that's okay, and then this is the top level. Secure on the inside, secure there through there. So there's no gaps, and then we're at the top level there. So that looks to be okay. Let's have a look and see just make sure that this is actually also fully secure. So as we go back down, the one thing that is a problem is if I did open up the bridge here, the bats could still fly through and then up and over. But I don't think. Look, that's a very unusual use case, I think, with that one through there. And then ultimately, we are going to need to have access out into the danger zone in here. Nothing's close enough to really warrant that. Down the south, I know that the southern walls are all secure. These are fairly easy to establish, and as we just come across, we've got sort of little walls everywhere that are just basically just blocking off completely the access points through, and then over this other side we've got another wall as well that is completely finished now as well, completely blocked off, so nothing can sort of get back up through. And that works well. So we've got all of those done, so that's actually, so we're sort of okay with those, I think, and we do have traps in around here. What I could do is, I've got cage traps. What I've been doing with the cage traps is when they've been reset, and this one's been reset, I'm just going to put I'm just going to lock down the actual cage itself, so that way the guys won't come and grab it if essentially it'll be locked and forbidden, but the trap will still work. So I'll just go and do all of that. This is sort of like one of these little manual things which when you've got a lot of danger and you're using traps, you don't want the dwarves coming out and trying to pick up whatever's been caught in the trap. So that one's already was set. This one's still trying to be built. That one's already been done. I think I've done most of them. That one's not. Just go back to this one here. Not that it matters so much for these internal ones. These are sort of like more internal. This drawbridge ultimately was going to be the way out. Now what I could do here is get rid of this particular, because initially this was going to be the way out into the and I wasn't going to make this little zone, but this zone is just too valuable. Thanks for the subscription to Stormworm, very, very much appreciated. So another month down, thank you. So Stormworm saying also, I may have found another game that interests you. Oh, okay, what's that one? I've got a few of them written down which I haven't actually contacted people. It's funny, I've got one that I'm going to be uploading. Did a video yesterday, but I've got a live stream tomorrow, which we're going to be sort of playing a bit of a multiplayer game. Successor, I've got that in my list of games, but I haven't contacted the dev about that actually. I do. That's actually on the top of my list. Looks very good. Successor does look like a good game, and but I just haven't contacted the devs yet. Yeah, no, there's a few good ones out there. The farming. Now, the farming, we can now start to look at bringing this across into this zone now as well. So we don't, like, we could actually sort of do that outside. This is, we do actually have the farm plots in through here. We're pretty okay with what we've got. This is going to be a seed area, so I'm just trying to set things up. Let's just unpause the game. I don't think there's anything that we need to be doing beforehand. I don't think there's anything desperate. Certainly don't have anything bad inside the fortress anymore. This is going to be sort of like storage. We've got the wood storage in through there at this stage, but we'll end up with rock storage and things. I haven't actually really set that up properly. This is the area where we throw the rubbish down away. You can see that we've still got rubbish in through here. Different fights that have occurred in the fortress. Yeah, the clothing is still a big problem, but at least now there's a chance that we'll end up with webs inside that large area that we've got secured down below. So that way, I don't want them going off. I could open up the very, very bottom of the fortress. This also needs to be set up properly. I'll just go back and resume constructions for various things that aren't quite working. These, like, we've just had to set things up essentially with this. Now we've got a whole lot of this kaolinite, which is like a clay, and I'm thinking what we'll do is in this session we might even start, like, I'm going to ignore how unhappy everyone is. It's just because they've been so badly damaged. One thing we might have a look at is we just come back up through the fortress again. We do actually have a hospital, two hospitals actually in the fortress. Now this one as well, we've got a whole lot of mining that we've been doing in here, getting ready for forging different bits and pieces. We've got onyx clusters. I'll leave that where that is. You've got all sorts of different things from when the fights occurred. There's a Polt which is just wandering around. This has been where there's been a lot of attacks coming back in through this other side. I'll need to, this is one of the hospital zones. I'll allow that hospital zone to stay there until we get the other hospital zone established. It's one of the axes. These still all have to be built. We can't really butcher anything until we end up with all the traps, because anything we butcher comes back to life. The Polts, I might just fix them up now. Just go back into, this is my hatchery. So we'll just go to DF hack, which is essential if you're going to be playing Dwarf Fortress, and we're just going to go across to DF hack assign, and we're just going to go to egg layers, and I'm going to go only egg layers back in through this other side. You can see that I've got some of them assigned, but some of the new ones are roaming around, and so we're just going to assign all. And so if I just go with all of those. Now that's now unassigned all of them, but now we just click it again, and then they're all just automatically assigned back to that particular zone. So they'll end up sort of going through there. And what we are doing is we're essentially butchering these, because these don't really come back to life, but they also do give us leather. So we can actually then get leather from those. Got our clothing back in through here. I'll leave that where that is. The food, actually this food stockpile is... I'll just go back into this one's now been dug out. It wasn't dug out properly before. This is essentially, I think, where we're putting empty barrels. So I'll just go and repaint this stockpile. Actually, no, sorry, I'll just go and click on that one, repaint, and just make it into that big area. So I think we're just using empty bins and barrels storage at that location. As we come back up, we're getting closer to the top now. This is one of the hospital layers which we're trying to establish. You can see the track room benches have not been done. Once we get our metal up and running, our metal industry, that's going to be good. I think we'll actually go and start to try to find the lava. So we'll look for lava, and we'll do the metal industry on lava rather than doing it on wood. We could do it on wood, but these are smoothing out quite nicely. We are going to need to get more beds and traction benches and things. I might just set these up. This is, by the way, this layout for hospitals. So this is a large hospital zone that we actually have in through here. This ultimately will be our proper hospital. And we do need a lot of beds, because when things do go bad, we end up with a lot of injured dwarves. Like, it can be sort of like with 32 dwarves, we could end up with even 8 or 9 of them that are actually injured at any one point in time. But with a hospital, setting up a hospital in Dwarf Fortress, gee, why is that not a zone? I'll just go in and so click the existing zone to select it. I'll just go and click on that one through there. Oh no, it is there. That's okay. I will just accept. So that's this whole area is the hospital zone. So to do what we need, you need to have coffers in through here, and then essentially different things are assigned. Now I can put even more in if I wanted to. So there's 6 thread desired. It's got 5 cloth, 5 splints, 5 crutches. Powder for casts is 10. So it's desired 10. 2 buckets, and we've got near 0 soap, but it wants 5. We're going to have to get a soap industry up and running. That's actually something we could also do this session. I've got 3 doctors. None of them are really all that good, except for Zilbin back in through here. I think he's the only one that's actually got any real doctoring skills. So everyone else is just makeshift. Every doctor we've had that we've had in there has been a problem. Like they've actually they've failed. Now we don't have any. It says we've got 4 traction benches, 4 tables, and 4 beds. That's what we require. We need every room. Really needs to have a bed, table, and traction bench. But with traction benches, we don't actually have built, and so I might start to build them as well. I can build them just with rope, and now that we've actually got a cloth industry up and running, rope is actually going to be okay. So that's what we need. So we need to in that zone is to start to build up the different areas. So let's just go across and do that now. So just doors and hatches, and I'm just going to go and use the planner. The DasTactic planner. So I'm just going to go, and we're running out of doors, so I'm just going to go and place where anything that's already been smoothed. I'll just go across into here and set up the doors. Now, one of the reasons that you'll sort of notice there's a little corridor that runs in, because this is a reanimating biome. It's quite dangerous. So I'm just going to go through the ones that are pretty much done. But the problem we actually have is that depending on, like if there's a were creature, for example, that comes in, they can smash open doors. So if we do end up with a were creature locked inside one of these rooms, so the doors we can then lock. You don't have to have doors. Like the other hospital is just a makeshift hospital. But this one here is also got another spot there with these blocks. These blocks are here to block doors. So we can build so we can actually leave a patient inside a room and then block it off completely if they're just too dangerous. So if they sort of come back to life for something really, really damagingly bad. So that's the reason for those particular blocks, including the front of the fortress. So the front of the hospital can also have a block to either lock things in or lock things out. So there's a bit of a two ways of doing things in through there. Anyway, I won't do the doors that they're still trying to smooth. The smoothing is to try to make the dwarves that are in here as happy as possible. When you lay out a room, what you need to have is a bed, and the easiest way to do this is to have a bed in the middle, and then have a table, which is used for surgery, and a traction bench, which is used for setting bones. Now, I haven't built any traction benches. We'll come back and sort that out. Actually, I can do that one right now. These are the work orders. So if you have a quick look through here, I wish there was a filter for this. It would be so useful. So at some point, I'm sure DasTactic will actually will bring some sort of filtering into it, I would imagine. But there's, it becomes quite big. So you've almost got to look for traction benches to see if you've actually got them in here, and I'm assuming I don't actually have any. So I'm just going to go and start to build these. I'm just going to build one at a time. We'll just go across and add a work order. This will be done at the mechanics workshop, and we're going to be making traction benches. There it is. go to the bottom of the list now, and so we don't want 10 of them being made. So when you put a work order in, this is like a one-time order, but I just want to keep, I could actually do it, I guess. I could sort of make 8 of them or something, but what I'll do is I'm going to change the number. So this is actually the shop information, but in this case I'm just going to go and change the number here to 1. So we're just going to make 1 traction bench, 1 of 1, but we're then going to give it criteria. So the criteria here is going to be if the amount of, this is unused traction benches, is less than, so I can actually just go and place it in through there. I can do it also as long as I can set it up so that it needs to have at least what it requires. So I'll go and add in all of these, and we'll just go and change in what it requires. So we need to have more than 1 table, 1 mechanism, and 1 chain available. So I can sort of then go and just change the criteria for this as well. So we've got is less than exactly, is not 10, is at least. I like to do this if it's, instead of it being greater than it'll be 1, that'll be what we'll end up having. If the amount of tables available is, or maybe even sort of like a couple, but if we have the amount of tables is at least, I'll say at least 1 in this case, and I'll do at least all the way through. So I'll just go to, so that we do it that way. And for the less than, I'll just change that to at most 1. It's greater, yeah. So we'll just go and do at most. So we'll just change the numbers here. So if we've got, if the amount of traction benches available is at most 1, then yes, it's satisfied for the next check, yeah, which essentially is to go ahead and build it. Now these are not satisfied. Let's just change these to 1 as well. Yep, and satisfied. We've got 1 table available. We don't have any mechanisms. We're using them for traps at the moment, and we do actually have 1 chain or 1 rope. So that's not ready to go just yet. When we get on top of the mechanisms, which are also being auto-built, that will then click in with a satisfied, which means it will then start to build the traction benches. So that's actually now done. That's now ready to go. So over time, those traction benches will then be sorted out. So at the moment, they can't be satisfied. There's too many other things that are being done, but we can still plan everything else. So let's just go ahead and start to plan the the rooms that are ready to go. So we'll just go into furniture, go to beds, still got our planner on, and just go and click those into those positions. I might as well set these up anywhere where the smoothing has actually been done. So the bed in the middle, because what they do is they rest in the bed and then get operated on in the other rooms, so like in the other, like either the table or the traction bench. So you want your bed in the middle between them. Hi J-Bay and Darkwell. I hope everyone is doing well. So that's sort of now established with those. The rooms that are still got smoothing required, I won't sort of worry about them so much. And this is really just to try to make them happy. We need to do this a lot, actually, just going around the place. The other thing we need is we've got furniture. We do actually have tables. So the tables, I've sort of been placing them at the bottom. It doesn't matter, as long as they're next to the bed. That way the medical dwarves can carry the patient from the bed to the table. So we'll just go and establish the table next to the door. Just going to use up all of those. You can see there's a lot of dwarves with no clothes on. This is because of fighting. Some of the dwarves just cannot, like this dwarf here can't, is still badly injured, even though we'll say it's not injured, but it's actually it has suffered some horrific injuries against the undead, and then we need to get traction benches as well. So just go and build those where we can. So just go back in and go to machines for traction benches. No, I don't think it's back to furniture, or is it? It is. Okay. So traction benches down through here. We'll just go and place them into these areas. So it's a fairly big hospital. So it's a nice area for the dwarves to operate in. But anyway, there's that's sort of now just checking out these different other locations. So that's all okay. Coming back up into our main meeting hall. This again has been smoothed to try to make everyone happy. This is actually like a general prayer area. We might have a look to see if there's any other like we could actually start to analyse the different dwarves, but I don't think we'll worry about that. We'll just hope that they end up doing the right thing. This is our burial chamber. We might set up another one of these, I think. These are now becoming full of just the different dwarves that have been killed by and we've got like traps here in case they come up back as zombies. There's kids playing with everything, which they do, of course. So I might set up another area of in here as well. So let's just go and quickly go and do that now. So I'm just going to go and set up a zone of, it's going to be 1, 2, these are just catacombs essentially. So that will be across to there, and I'll just do the full list. So we end up just with another big burial group. So we've got those in through there. So we do have we've had a lot of deaths in this fortress. This has not been a very pleasant environment for the dwarves. So these are going to be like catacombs, and we've got one that goes off in one direction, another one that goes off in a different direction. Not that matters that much. Yeah, that'll be okay. I could even just have them go straight up, you know. It doesn't matter. That's fine. That'll be fine where that is. These were also other potential temple locations. This is where we're now putting the food and drink. So it's just storing a lot of that there, ready for people to eat. We did that last time. We're now back up to the trade area near the top of the fortress, and we could start to now build the top. The trouble we have is this is abhorrent goo that's outside here, and when we start to build anything, it's like, you know, the dwarves end up inside with all the goo all over them, and it makes them unhappy. And that's why I probably don't really want to be going and building this just yet. We do actually have a ramp that goes down for the trade caravans to come down into this zone. We drop that drawbridge and then they can sort of come back in around here. We've got traps in through here, which we're sort of using. Now again, I just want to make sure that these are set to, yeah, most of these will be okay. We've had to, this is where we caught those boars that we started off having a look at. So a quick look through here, just make sure that they're all okay. So what will happen is, if there's any sort of attack on the fortress, units will take the shortest route. Yeah, they're all been locked in. So if I drop that down through there, and there's an attack, the attack from a hostile will take the shortest route into the fortress, which is down this corridor. This is why this goes longer around here. The trade caravan has to go back in around here. This isn't a caravan just yet, but this is. But they will possibly leave through here. They're friendly, so they don't get caught in the traps. But any sort of enemy will. The boars weren't attacking the fortress. They were sort of they just wandered in. So some of them ended up down in through this other area, but they ultimately eventually ended up in this zone in here. What I might also just do is to lock this off, just so we've got a door, just because that is it's almost a complete opening. So I think I'll just while we're looking at this, just go to doors and place one there. This is actually, we haven't got a door there for the, this is the barracks for our, the very meagre military that we actually do have. Okay, well let's now go down to the bottom of the fortress and start to mine. Now the miner has got like a few different jobs to do. In fact, I might even turn off, like this is the mine layer that we're actually on at this stage, where we've got lots of, this is actually an ore of iron. This is magnetite, so we can make iron out of this, and we also then have hematite out of this, which is also an ore of iron. So we've got an iron set up in through here already on this layer. Maybe I'll just let that one go. This is actually auto mining the actual the metals that it can then find. I don't need to do that one. I'll just go and stop that one. This one actually, there's like aquifer down through here, so it's sort of turned off from the water. We don't think, yeah, we'll start to sort of see that there's an actual aquifer in there, so it won't dig that out automatically. I'll just leave that one with that is. So we'll leave that one there. There's more aquifer over here. We've got a lot of aquifers on this particular map. It hasn't been an easy-ish map. You can see there's aquifer in through here as well. But we'll just go down to the bottom of the fortress and then start to to see if we can actually discover more things happening at the bottom of the fortress here. I'll just unpause the game and sort of let them go. This one has to be dug out, so I'm not sure where our main miner is. So look and see the labour menu. Now, for miners, we've only got, actually we've got that one there, Munkerstrap is the expedition leader, also a talented miner. I might turn Munkerstrap back on for mining. Munkerstrap's doing a few other little jobs. We also have a Bring Out Your Dead, which is to sort of get rid of different things. So I'll turn Munkerstrap off from that and just have him as one of the other miners. So we'll just allow that to sort of then continue. And yep, that's all okay. We'll just let them sort of develop. Eventually one of them will come into here. We can just sort of see what they're actually up to. If we have a look at the dwarves. So harvesting plants at this stage with Red Shirt. Now Red Shirt is told to only do the mining, but Munkerstrap will be distracted with different meetings. They're quite happy. Now this is a stone worker. Orthoradio, like the Orthoradio, you can see there's no. These have been named, by the way, but some of these have got no clothing or very limited clothing because they've been attacked, and their clothing has been ripped off essentially. So we're not seeing any mining actually coming in through here just yet. Here we go. So Red Shirt is now doing that one. All right, this is going to be a seed stockpile. And then we'll go down and start to actually sort of mine. Why didn't you do that last one? There we go. No, still going off to do other things. Now we've got a few different things happening. We've got the giant bat is fighting the Draltha we saw there before. See, Began is too injured to store items in the, and Began is a metal crafter, which is again we don't really need a metal crafter. We need it, but he will still be good for other things. That will be a bit of a roll on once we start getting into metal. So many of our dwarves are injured. We're down to 11 hostiles now. So some of them have wandered off the map by the looks of things. Make rough coffers, that's okay. Merchants will be leaving soon. I'll wait for them to actually want to leave and then we'll open the door. In fact, we might even open the door now. The trouble we have is that so I'll just quickly go through the hostiles. Just make sure that there's all of the, there's some of the Dark Gnome stuff is still up the top. Let's just go and have a bit of a look. Go to the first one of those. Where is it? That one there is a Dark Gnome corpse. It is healthy. So I don't really want my guys out and about and through here. And it's now raining abhorrent goo as well. I'll wait for the merchants to actually want to leave and then we'll actually open the door, let them out and then close the door again. I don't want my guys wandering around up top, and they will find loot, and so they'll be going out to look for. There could be stuff that's dropped by different things. Who knows? There's all sorts of different stuff up top there, which we don't really want them wandering off. I think there was some sort of something that was dropped over here somewhere that our guys have been trying to get at when I let them outside. But we'll see what actually happens when that actually does, when the trader does actually want to leave. In the meantime, we'll just go back down to the bottom now of the fortress. So I think F6 is about as far down as we've got. And then, so you can see there we've got a central staircase in through here, which then stops at this point. And so this is the bottom of the actual fortress, and we are going to be wanting to go deeper. Now we do actually go down deeper down through here, which is actually where we end up with the bottom layer. This layer through here, where we end up essentially with I think this is the middle cavern layer, but we need to go down deeper than all of these different areas. So I need to find other locations, as we sort of come back through here. So I've secured all of this, and this is just a very, very low roof zone, which we're just using this for all of the animals. So they're sort of down into here. We can also lock that off if there's any sort of problem. I don't really want to use that as such, but I could actually just go and explore using this one in here. So this one does go down, and then we actually hit the cavern layer there. So I could set this one up. We've also got that one there, which is, what does that one do? Is that the corridor down? Yeah, that's the corridor down to the animals. But this one here I've locked off just in case anything does fly up. But we're not sort of seeing too much danger in that location. So what I might do is I might actually come back from one of these and just keep on digging down until we discover a bit more. Or I can just go through and actually do it from the staircase. Maybe we'll do it from the staircase and just see what we can find. If we just go back down through those zones, you can see that there's a bit of a problem as we go back through these. We're going to have to sort of manufacture areas. There's lots of gold on these layers, so we will need to. It would be good for us to mine this as well. So the staircase, as we sort of come back down, yeah, there's just different webs and stuff. Once we start to open this up, it's going to then go a bit crazy. Then we go beyond that one. I don't think there's any real safe zone. If we just go and take that staircase there as an example, let's just go and prepare it. So if we go back into the mining menu, go to the stair menu. If we start on an up-down stair and then just go and dig down past the other one, let's just see what we end up with. Yeah, so we avoid that one. We don't avoid that one. And then we're into a bit of a problem here. I think I'd still like to keep a central staircase, but there may be so I'm just going to right-click just to do that one. There's also, none of those are secure. What about in here? That there is secure. No, it's not. No, it is there. So I can actually bring down the main staircase down to about here and then start to dig another staircase down at that location. That's actually not bad. So we might do that. This is the top layer. Now what I'm doing is every 7 layers of my main staircase, I'm putting a floor in. So there's actually a hole in the middle, and so every 7 ones, and it's a bit of a trap. When it mainly works against us because some of our guys end up dodging into that particular trap and then falling to horrific injury. But we'll do the same thing here again as well. So we'll go down 7 layers, I think. So I'm just going to go and dig again with the staircase. I will actually just go and dig this one. So this will be, actually I don't want to do that one. I want to go and dig from that one, past that one. Then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That will be the bottom layer that we end up having. There shouldn't be anything else that we sort of encounter through here. In fact, what I could do is so that will then mean, just to double check, that we've now got, this becomes an up-down stair, and then we're fine there with the up-down stair. I'll just go and dig the others as well, just while we're doing this. So I'll go across and dig both of those. In fact, I can dig all of these and then just get rid of the center. In fact, I can dig, if I just right-click and just do it from there all the way down, so we can just override the other one that we actually had just done. Okay, so that's going to be then ending with a down stair. Let's just go into here. We're going to just make that into a nothing zone. Then all the way through the middle, we're going to then change these to a channel to do a. This is a ramp that goes up. This is a channel that goes down. So we're just going to go and place a channel on all of the ones that are sort of leading up, except for that one through there. This one here is a drop down, a down stair. We're just going to leave that one as blank. So we end up with a. Actually, that one didn't work with the channel. Oh, yes, it did. Sorry, yeah, that's channeled. That's okay. So they all get channeled down to that bottom layer, which I'll just. I can actually now just close that one off because the channel will then sort that one out. On this bottom layer through here, I'm going to make this into an area with a bit of a landing, and we'll then move off to the other location and then start to dig down deeper. So if we then just have a bit of a look to see where that safe area actually is, so we'll just go down into the caverns. So just in here somewhere, in here is sort of like a safe-ish zone to be able to get past the that cavern layer. So we'll do it from here, which is just off to the side. So we'll just go and have a quick look and see as we come back through. It's got to be further south, doesn't it? Is there anything to the north? It's really that zone there. It's really the only little area that we can actually do like meaningful staircases is through here. So what I'll do is I'll start to just put an up-down staircase through here as well, and just leave it as the top right corner of the staircase. Just figure out where we need to go, so we can actually do it there. So that location there will be the top right staircase. Just see if we can find. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's actually that does work. So let's just go and place the staircase there. That goes all the way past there, which is good. That goes past there, past there, past there, and then we're back beyond where we need to be. And at this point in time, I can then sort of just leave that one where that is. So I'll just go and dig this one down through here. And this is going to 12. I'll go to 14 and do the same. You can see it's a 3 by 3 by 14. So we'll just go to there with the actual staircase itself. In this case, I'm just going to get rid of the middle area. We'll then go to the channel, and we'll just dig the channel through the center of this till we get to the top. And then we just, the seventh one down, I'm just going to get rid of the, I'll just get rid of that one. So that's going to be level 1. So that's going to be 1, then it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just put a floor there. And then it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's fine. Be fine. So every 7, we're just going to have a floor in the middle there. And once we get to the bottom here, I will continue on trying to find the next location. So let's just go back into here, and we'll just go and dig way, way down this time. We're still actually above sea level, essentially, with what we actually have. And you can see that there's like a cavern that sort of runs through from the layer above. There's sort of like an underground area, which sort of extends down. We're going to lose sight of it. Yeah, we lose sight of it there. But this is like an underground cavern leading into the leading down into the bottom, the next cavern layer. So we do want to find this next cavern layer, but I don't really want to be doing it with those. So we know it's deeper than this, and so if we just go back across to our central zone, I can just keep on digging down until we sort of find it. So let's just go and grab one of these staircases, and just keep on digging a staircase down to search for what we need to then go and find. So I'll go a fair way down, say 21, sort of thereabouts. Let's just do that and just see if we can actually find them. Now, we still need to connect this one up with our other staircase. So we'll just come back up and we'll dig an actual corridor in through here. So it's a fairly deep fortress now that we've actually got. So we'll just go and move that one across, and we'll just move that one into there. So we'll just wait for everything to happen. Again, the cave crocodile and the Dwarf will be fighting. Got a few that are too injured. Kuja Grim or Thoratio. We've got a lot of very, very injured dwarves. Back and through there. Rock mechanisms have now been completed. Oh, some migrants have arrived. Okay, so we've got this one now paused. So we've got the migrants are arriving on top. Now we're just going to click on OK. What we need to do is I can open the fortress up in 2 different ways. I'm just going to click on that and just quickly pause, and then we'll have a quick look to see what's going on. So struck native gold again as well. That's okay. A group of citizens is now stranded because they're outside, and we've locked the fortress down. So let's go to their location, and we'll see who we've got. So we're getting a heap of these guys. Now they're coming in right past the undead. The gnomes aren't really too much of a problem, but let's actually now open up this central area and we'll open this one up and allow everyone to sort of then move through. So what I could do is I could either open up I've got a gateway back over here as well, back in here. This was the original entrance into the fortress. At the moment, it's forbidden, but I think what I'll do is I'll drop this is the trade bridge. So let's pull the lever, do it now, and so they're going to, that lever will then be pulled. That will then open up the zone above. Now we've still got the 11 hostiles, including some that are outside. So we'll just go back up to where these guys actually are. When that one goes down, the migrants will then sort of be able to then come back in. So let's just see who we've got. We've got ourselves a glazier. Just let them come in. Eventually they'll make it. What I might do is I might actually open up everything else in this case, just so we can actually, I'll open up the other door, and that way we can sort of at least get them inside. I don't want them outside for too long. Where's our door? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Make that one passable, and then the corridor that we then built, this is how we got into the fortress itself. That's now open. Everything's open. All right, we'll just do it that way. That way they'll be able to move in. Off he goes, moving down. Now with that one, I might just quickly go across. Is it F3? F3 should give me a bit of a vision. Yeah, that's down. That's open anyway. We can go back up the top. Go to F1 and just lock this one down again, because the drawbridge is now open. So we'll come through the drawbridge, and we'll just keep an eye open to see if there's any other danger that they have to then encounter on the way through. So glazier is the first one through. Got a duck. He's going to be slow. There's a so have a look at them as they wander past. A presser, not very valuable to us. We've got ourselves a blacksmith. That is valuable to us. More coming. There's a very quick-moving duckling. And we've got ourselves a weaponsmith. Awesome. This is awesome stuff, actually. And we've got ourselves a stray reindeer calf coming through as well, along with a buffalo calf. Some more animals. Now, they've been overcome by terror. That can be the goo. I don't think there's any hostiles that are close to where they are. So I'm thinking that's the goo that's actually now raining on it. Yeah, it was horrified when caught in freakish weather. So this is freaking out, and it's actually now on the ground, crawled up in a little ball, which is what those little down arrows actually are. Okay, Supreme Plague is saying, last thing I heard when I logged off stream yesterday was, oh, he went to berserk. I thought the Xenonauts team was doomed, but I watched the rest of the stream today. We survived. We did it. We did it well, actually. We only lost one character in that particular mission. So just reading a few more of the comments there on YouTube. We've got Silver Fox saying, hello everyone. Quick question. Does Dwarf Fortress 4705 is it still up to date? I've not played Dwarf Fortress since the Steam release. It is, I think, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I haven't played it since the Steam release, so I'm just not sure about that one. So, a healthy corpse, says Darkwood, yes. And Joshua James saying, love your channel, DasTactic. I'm playing so much Dwarf Fortress. Usually I run them a few real-life days, then retire and move on. At the moment, I'm trying to create a military spearhead to retake a fallen civilization. Yeah, it's fun, isn't it? It's so open-ended. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of animals coming through, which is not bad with what we've got set up already. Who's this guy? This one is a potash maker. He's got adequate. He's actually he's a good military guy. We'll see if we can get a few more coming through. Now, the other? Yeah, we've got another dwarf in here. This one is a novice. Yeah, this one's not very good at anything. So they're already unhappy because they're hitting this inclement weather. Comes another one. Was she a ranger? We don't want rangers. We don't have any ranged military. Come on, these guys are really freaking out in the abhorrent goo that's raining at this point in time. Come on, make your way through. Make your way through. Yeah, I've certainly got the Crave Crocodile, the Drouther, and the Corpse. We'll have a look and see what else there is. That looks like it may be everything with those guys. Oh, here we go. So Ubel, the herbalist, cancels recover wounded interrupted by dark gnome. So where's that? Where is that happening? Is this out? No, this is inside. Okay, we've captured a few dark gnome elements. So we see how we've got different people coming in to try to rescue the situation. So we've got inside these areas, like there's Klingzog is hauling one of the cages at this point in time, and so the cage that we actually have, which he shouldn't really be doing. Go to the items. Oh, he may be resetting something. I think that's okay. So so we've caught a couple of things in cages in here. This is a dark gnome left hand. That's the interruption is not really a problem. So these crawled in actually while we were waiting. Upper arm. It's the two those two things that we saw actually crawled down into the fortress to attack the fortress, which is actually okay. If we look at the hostiles that are now available, just make sure that they're all in that one layer. You've still got some dark gnomes up top, and this one is coming in. This is a dark gnome corpse, which is healthy. I think what we have to do is get our military to actually defend this part of the fortress. So let's go and call the squad in, and we just leave them in here. So we will go to our military squads. We've got 3 in the military, so I'm just going to go and place them and just put them on station. And just station them there. This is the welcoming committee. There's the crafts dwarf which just came through. The first one, the first of the arrivals. They've got 2 of the military sitting right in here. We've got Supreme Plague and Klingzog. They can just stand there and wait for any nasties that sort of make their way through. So now the merchants are also now leaving. So they're actually now leaving the fortress. They'll pack up. They'll sort of finish things off as they sort of make their way through. Now with the cages that we have, these have now been locked. I'm going to unlock these because these are still easy enough for us to deal with. So we'll just go and get rid of those, and that way we'll then go and reset these cages as they come through. Everything looking good. So they're going to be leaving. It's the snowstorm has come. That's going to then. That's not freakish weather. So that's actually not too bad. But it won't be enough to clear out the abhorrent goo. What I might do, because we're now leaving things open. Geez, do we start building up above? I wouldn't mind starting to try to get the tower built. To be honest, we're not going to have any. Never going to have a perfect time to do it. So yeah, they need silk cloth for making socks and things. Look, in this case, what I think we'll do is we do actually have a gnome right there, a gnome corpse. There was another one around as well, I think, somewhere close. But I think we'll actually start the process of getting everything else built in through here. I've done this. I've laid this out so that we can actually then set up the building for this. And I think I'll actually start to now create the layout so we can start to sort of get things established. So let's go across and start to dig this or build these as well. We'll just go to constructions. We're going to go to once we sort of get the tower started to be built, we can then secure this by going up a few different layers and then actually have something that's fairly high up. So we'll start with walls, and we'll just start to sort of create walls in through here. Now I don't want the planner. I want this to be, and I want to keep on building after the placement. So I'm just going to go and grab those. We're going to make these into. Now we have chert blocks. We have a lot of chert blocks. We're just going to go and do all of those with chert blocks. So we'll keep on doing this. Chert blocks, all. Chert blocks, here we'll just go all there. Chert blocks. Chert blocks through there as well. So we'll just get that bottom layer established. And then we'll start to move up as well. I might even do that now, actually. Just start to at least get a presence in here. So if I go into the... so I'll start to build the actual staircase, and I'll make that out of chert blocks as well. So blocks is a fast way for us to do anything. I'm not going to dig open the top of this until we've got things established. So let's just go across into construction yet again. And we'll just go to constructions and then stairs. And I'll start from there. I'll probably ultimately want to go up about 3 layers, I think. That'll probably be enough. The first layer anything can climb up into. So we want to be, that's about the layer that we're going to be wanting to have the military dwarves sort of then operating on. So that will be our top layer. So let's just go and do that one there. This is going to be all done out of chert blocks, but I don't really want to have anything in the center. So I'm just going to go and take the center out. This is the same corridor that runs all the way through the fortress. So this will be sort of like the top of the fortress ultimately. And so I'm just going to go and get rid of those. So I'm just going to go and actually it doesn't do it that way. I can do it through the mining tab. Yep, that then just gets rid of the that bottom layer. So we'll start to get these established as upstairs, up, down, then a downstairs, and then ultimately that'll be the top layer. So I might as well just get things established, even though we're not going to be using it for a little while. But once we get these ones done, we can then start to put flooring down and do other different bits and pieces as well, and make this into a more useful location. We also want to have, ultimately, a drawbridge out here. So I might as well even get that one started, I think. So let's just go across. This will be a construction, a bridge. It's going to be opening from that layer, and we'll start to move it from there to there with chert blocks. Oops, too big. We'll cancel that construction, do that again. I thought I did it wrong. Constructions, bridges, open that side. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, just that size there. And so that will ultimately be where we end up with a more controllable sort of above ground area for the fortress itself. And then we'll be wanting to have a door placed in there as well at some point. Just so then that will be, then we'll have different ways down into the actual fortress. In fact, we may block that off completely. We'll see how we go. Anyway, that's and then just leave this as the main way in. Ultimately, traps in around here as well. We can't put traps where the caravan will go, but we can put traps on either side. So we'll just go and do that as well. So we'll just go and put cage traps in, so we can capture different things. Oops, hang on, we need the mechanisms and stuff. So we'll just go and plan for these. This way we just go into the planner. And quite often, like putting things on the around the fortress will sort of be a good idea. So there's a bit now going on. Let's just watch what actually does happen in here. Here comes that gnome. I'll just pause that for a second. And then we've got so we've got the three military dwarves have now become fighters. I think I'm going to have to kill off this gnome. I don't know where this one's going, but let's just go down to our guys. So we've got a few of them in through here. So with the military that we've actually got, I'm now going to go and tell them to go and kill that particular gnome. Confirm. So that's going to be kill that corpse. There we go. Bang, done. It happens very, very quickly with this. Is there anyone else out through here? We've still got 8 hostiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one here is just a right hand. Really don't need to concern ourselves with that one. And then we're back down the bottom there. That's it. That's all of the nasties done. Now we did actually have the Doctor Supreme Plague was fighting with the Dark Gnome Corpse. The Dark Gnome Corpses are very, very weak. If we have a quick look and see what actually happened with them. Now, it's a spear dwarf, unfortunately, which means that this thing will come back to life again. Upper body. Yeah, so it's the upper, like we've destroyed its spine, but we haven't. It will come back to life because we didn't actually crush its head. So so we're going to need to still keep the guys out and about. So we'll just go back up the top there again. That was F3, then up. So we'll actually still set them to go back to station here for when that one does come back to life. Okay, so they'll still just look after that zone. Yeah, we still have fighting. I'm just going to have to keep on checking things out. Eventually that will come back to life. Now they're now starting to build, which is good. So this is all good stuff. Make rock coffers has been completed. Again, I'm just double checking. Now the ranger Licast is now fighting with that right hand. So if we go and have a look at this one here, in through here, it should be very, very simple. So it's had a swipe at the ranger, and that was in around here somewhere. I don't know where that hand has got to. Let's have a look and see if we can find it. So it's been killed off. That's okay. F3 and then back up. There's actually cloudberries starting to grow up through here. Here comes some of the animals. Ducklings. Okay, what I'm going to do, oh, here we go. Here comes the stray reindeer calf. Has finally made it in. So that's now done. That's good. And what we'll do is we'll just go back down to the bottom of the fortress, which is around here, and F6. So I've got set up the zone that we actually have down the bottom here. You can see that they're starting to eat a lot. We're going to have to start to butcher some of these animals. And if I just go back into zones, click on this one. We're still okay, but we've got a lot of animals now. So we're going to go across to assign. I'm going to use. I can either just do it manually, going through the animals, or I can just use DFHack to automate this one for us. And so what I want to do is have just grazers, essentially. Anything that's a grazing animal will be assigned to this particular one. So I don't want the poults, so I just go to grazers, include it so that it's only the grazers. So we end up with the goat kid, the reindeer calf, and the water buffalo calf are going to be things that will then sort of come back into this one. And so I've just got to make sure that they're all assigned. So I've got 13 creatures have been assigned here. Assign all none, so control N. The first one lets all of them go. The second one assigns all of them in there. So they'll all be placed into that particular zone. And with the ducklings, they might as well get assigned back up to the up to where they can lay some eggs. So we'll just go back up through the fortress and look at that as well, I think. So where are they? Back up in here somewhere. There they are. Just go back to that zone. And in this case, we just go and DFHack assign, egg layers only. And so there's a couple of those roaming chicks and the duckling. Now, I'm mainly just using turkeys, but I might as well pop them into there as well. So I'll just assign everything into that particular location. And so there's a lot of animals now in here, which is okay because the butchers will then go and they'll butcher them automatically with DFHack again. God, it makes life so much easier doing that one. I'll just read a few more of the comments. Silk socks, yes, spider silk. Had a space so I would build a moat and drawbridge. Yeah, it's look in this case we don't have water that close to the surface, so I won't worry about doing that. Unfortunately, my front door was like 3 meters away from the road, so I need to relearn this game and pick it up. Says Jabil. It's actually a great game. It's it's one of these games where it doesn't really matter if you fail, and even though we've got like a lot of really unhappy dwarves, and even the ones that are coming through, they're gonna chop and change. We've got a few that are happy, but very very few. So yeah, it's on tenterhooks. This particular fortress, like anything could happen. It could become very very dangerous. People are also saying to Sigmatico, my cousin married an Austrian noble a few years ago. They lived in a castle together, 3 other families, and you have to enter the castle via a bridge. So I didn't know drawbridge either. That'd be pretty cool. Wow. And Jabel is then sort of saying, I absolutely love it. Just dropped it for too long and I've forgotten how to play. I was the same. Every time I start playing it again, I forget all the keyboard shortcuts. But it's sort of funny. The muscle memory does kick in, and it sort of ends up being good fun again with the way it sort of does work. Anyway, let's continue on through. I might just watch the top of the fortress. I think if we find that bottom cavern layer that we're sort of digging, we'll end up getting a message for it, so it will then pause. These guys are all now coming back through. Why is that one on the ground? The animal dissector. Oh, it's constructing a building. That's okay. Don't know why it's on the ground there though, but this is now our opportunity while there's nothing outside except for this guy. He should come back to life. I'm going to have to kill him off again. Right, this is good. This is good. Geez, we've even done the bridge. I don't believe it. Okay, this is great. Wow, we're actually really smashing this out very nicely. Yep, so Beacon's too injured to do anything. So we are striking different things down in through there. The drawbridge, what I'll do is I'll hook that one up into our drawbridge layer, which is in here. So we've got our trade caravan. I'm going to put the actual outer drawbridge there. So let's just go across and go to machines and go to a lever and place the lever there. So that will then be positioned. They still haven't left yet, but they'll be leaving soon. I'll leave them on station just for a little bit longer, just to see if we need it. I just want to keep them close to where this this corpse is. It does say a mangled corpse, which may mean that it doesn't come back to life. Oh, okay. So the cook is taken by a Fey mood. So this is Kivish Vabakmeng is going to be wanting to build something. This is our first artifact, I think, in the fortress, which is a bit unusual. So we'll just go and click on OK, and we'll just follow this one through. So to see what's going on here. So yep. So the cancels weaving thread into silk. It's taken by so Began is too injured to do anything. That Draltha is still fighting on the outside, like away. So let's just go across to the cook. So here it is here. This is Kivish. So the spouse is Union ID. Child is Iril Sunpick. Healthy, back and through here. Competent cook, yeah. So this is actually, has the aspect of one Fey. Let's go and see what this one actually then goes and does. This one should, if this one is the happiness of this one here, where do we see that one? Or strange mood is there, which means that it's not one of the 11 here, I don't think. But it would be cool if it was, because it would make them happy for whatever it actually is that they do. So let's go and follow them around and just see what they actually then go and take. So they're going down to the fort. This is a stone workshop. And so they've now claimed that workshop, I would believe. And they're now going off to do other things. If we have a look at, in fact, we'll just watch and see what actually does happen here. So it's going down, picking up a piece of mudstone. And another piece of mudstone. So this looks like it's going to be fairly simple. Yep, so it's taken by a strange fey mood, has claimed a stoneworker's workshop and has begun the mysterious construction. So just out of 2 pieces of mudstone, a nice simple artifact is being created, a mudstone artifact. So we don't have to worry about that one. Again, I've got doorways there in case we have to lock them inside if we don't have all the stuff that they need. But the fortress has been going along enough that that's not really going to be a problem. Oh, here we go. Red shirt has cancelled up-down staircase, inappropriate dig square. Okay, that's interesting because that means that we're either got water or an opening or or lava. And I'm thinking it might be lava. I'm hopeful. Make rock coffer has been completed. Yep, that's okay. Sorry, I just don't know why I was paused on that one. Let's go to where this one is occurring. It's not where we were looking. Why is it showing that? Some old socks there. I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the fortress where we were digging. So that's red shirt there. Carve up down staircase, inappropriate dig square. I don't see the issue there. I'll just get rid of it and just see, because there's nothing's been corrected from anything that we're doing here. I don't think that there's any problem there at this stage. So let's just leave them to continue on with that particular area, and in the meantime we'll just go back up the top of the fortress and just watch the building of this next portion. So we'll get all the way to the very, very top, and so we've now got the staircases have now been built all the way to the very, very top of the fortress, and we're going to be wanting to build another. I might build a stair to the top up through here, so we'll just go and build a floor there as well. So I'll just start to, and then we can ultimately get rid of this if we have to, but we can do that in different ways. Actually, maybe I'll even do that from the outside. I'm not sure yet, actually, how we do this. Because I need to put a roof on top of this whole thing. So this will be the very top of that'll be the immediate top of the fortress. Let's just go back into this other side now and start to get like basic things built. So we'll just go across and build a bit of flooring. So constructions, floors. And we'll just build across there. Oops, hang on. I want to hide the planner. I'll make sure it's all nicely done. Okay, so we've been building chert blocks, particularly specifically to try to make this one look fairly neat with what's actually going on. So I'll with the flooring, I'll start to put the flooring down as well. So I might as well get the whole thing done properly. So I've got the floor, chert blocks, It's going to be chert blocks in through there as well for all of those. All of those done, and then once that's done we can then start to work on the next layer up, and I can even do the top layer here as well. And so this is ultimately going to have chert blocks which will then extend across this area. So I'll start to lay this one out as well with chert blocks, and that will then at least keep the weather off the guys that are sort of in this particular zone, which won't really be a big problem. So flooring, and we're just going to go and do a big area from there all the way up to there. Also just get all of it done. We're using a lot of the blocks now. particularly while it's not raining goo. I might as well get all of this stuff established. So we'll start to, we're doing a good job here actually, which is great. That's awesome. So that's the bottom layer now done. Need this now to be constructed. We'll just wait for them to come back through. There goes the merchants. So they're wandering off in different directions. They're now coming up and building the various floor layer in through that side. Weather is cleared, that's good. That's the snowstorm is now gone. Striking native gold, that's all okay. Graltha and the cave crocodile. Again, Began and Beolf are too injured to do anything. Yeah, so we'll end up with just getting these little areas established. Just need somebody else to do that one. They'll start to now dig this one up as well. What we'll do here is also now just go and create the rest of the flooring back on this particular layer. You can see there the snow. There's still snow there. That should still be okay. So we'll just go back into the constructions, the floors, and build that floor there. Okay, we've got the church blocks. They're getting further and further away. All right, so that's all good. So we've actually now taken... Actually, no, we've still got a lot of blocks in through there. This one should... Yeah, these have still got church blocks, but they've been assigned already to the actual construction. This is good stuff. Now we've got goo on the ground here, which is going to sort of end up on the actual dwarves, but we can start to now see that the goo is starting to disappear a little bit, and we'll be wanting to then put flooring down in here as well. But I'll let that happen after we've sort of on top of everything else that we're doing up through here. This is good. Okay, so we've got the cookers created Sibosh Sitgil, a mudstone ring. She offers it to the contested hammer. So this is our first actual artifact. So we'll click on OK. Now, this will now become an object of like attracting unsavoury elements to the fortress, including, we've got one here already, a thieving or mysterious. It's too early for that to be targeting the actual mudstone ring, but we do need to protect this. And unfortunately, what we've got is most of the things that we do in the fortress are in the top of the fortress. So we've got the, including where we'd be wanting to display the ring, because the ring will help to make some of the dwarves happy to actually have that around the place. So we do want that where the dwarves walk, and so that's something we'll have to do. I'll just go and click on OK, and then we'll deal with how we actually function with this one through here. Now I should have a few pedestals already built. And I'm going to, what I might do is actually, this one here, I'm going to go and this Dark Gnome Corpse, I'm going to go and put that into the, we're going to throw that one away. It hasn't come back to life, so I'm thinking it's actually, it maybe is damaged badly enough that it's not really a problem. So we'll leave that one through there. We've got this is still, very, very easy for anyone that attacks the fortress to come in. We need to put another layer of walls up through this other side, and then we put the fortress walls up into here ultimately, once this is actually sort of all established. I might set that up now because we can sort of almost get to everywhere. So let's go and start, once we finish this bit off, this is a floor, but it's also like a roof, but it will ultimately be like a storage floor for once we start to get ranged dwarfs. So I'm going to go and, so with the, what was it? We've got, we'll come back. I'll just establish these now while we're here. Just go into walls, and I'll just put those across to there. Church Jet blocks. And what we want to do is just keep some of these where we don't, like in the corners, we just want to go and stop them from doing these. I'm just going to suspend the construction on that one, suspend the construction on that one. That way we can make sure that they can stand there to fix those. Just do both of those as well, and that as well. Suspend construction. There we go. And then eventually we'll get to the top, and then we'll just need to put a roof on the top area. And what we could even do actually with the top one is to just use a zone somewhere off from here, build a staircase up, build the roof, and then get rid of the construction. That's possibly one thing we could actually go and do. Yeah, there's a few different ways we can do that. We'll figure it out at the time, I think. So that's going to sort of allow them to do everything that they're actually doing. Let's just go back through. So we've got a stone carver, mudstone ring. Yep, got that one through there. That one's still fighting. And we'll go back down. Just going to grab myself a drink of water, be right back. So in terms of display, this is sort of where I want to have the display for this sort of stuff. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off putting a line of pedestals ultimately, or even a pattern of pedestals for the dwarves to at least look at it. That one's still not built yet. So I'll go and place a pedestal here. This will be actually where we then go and do it. So this will be furniture, a display pedestal, and we've got a mudstone pedestal. How appropriate is that? So we can ultimately make these out of gold or anything like that we actually want to be doing. Now the thieving or mischievous creature is actually a rat in this case, and it can't get in. This is completely blocked off, so it can't get access to that one. Let's just go back to our, they haven't dug through there yet. So they're still making their way through this bottom zone. We'll just let that actually happen until we sort of dig deeper, and then we'll sort of figure out, hopefully we'll sort of find that bottom layer, and hopefully we find lava. That would be ideal. I do actually have this world set to have like more lava than what a normal world does have. Okay, so just reading a few more of the comments in through there. What do we get up to? So Justin is saying, Daz, which game should I purchase? I can only purchase what I have time. One, Field of Glory Kingdoms or Distant Worlds. Oh, it's an interesting one. It depends, I think, where your interest lies. To be honest, I think that of the two, they're both complex in the scope of what they do. If you really like, if you get Kingdoms, if you get Field of Glory Kingdoms, you really want to get Medieval too as well. You want them as a package, just so you can fight the fights in Medieval. So that would be, I mean, you can still play the game without having Medieval, but Kingdoms is a great game if you like sort of like the Middle Ages. It's not historical; it's ahistorical, but it starts off historical. So but then anything can sort of wildly happen from there. But I would say that my immediate thought is Distant Worlds gives you a lot of it's. Like Distant Worlds, it's an awesome game as well, but there is a degree of complexity with both the games. So yeah, it's a hard one to answer, to be honest. They're both great games. I would personally be going Distant Worlds, I think, over with those two, but yeah, it really comes down to what you've got. Yeah, Case Squires are saying flip a coin. So Justin's saying thanks. I did earlier, and it was Field of Glory Kingdoms. Adrian's saying, Dwarf, they do not work diagonally. But they can move diagonally. Yes, they can. So that they They won't build. They need to have they need to be orthogonal with you know they can't move it. They can't build diagonally unless there's an opening next to them. So that's why we leave those little gaps just so that they can go and do what they have to do. All right, we'll go this way. Yeah, that should all be good with what we've got. Yeah, so Justin saying thanks. I'll go Distant Worlds. Now done the coins. Well, it does come on special every so often as well. Like both games go on special at different times. Let's go back up the top of the fortress. That rat's not going to worry us at all. Gee, we're lucky that we don't have anyone up above. You know, this is giving us the whole chance to actually establish this tower. Even it's not even raining goo, which is awesome. So let's continue on. Actually, just make sure it's only the others. Okay, so Klingzog has grown. This is Dwarf has grown attached to a copper warhammer. This is good, actually, I guess. Rock coffers. Yeah, Bjorf is in a bad way. They're walking through the goo, which does make them unhappy. I wonder if I shouldn't put down like the flooring here already. I'm sort of thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea. I might make the floor out of wood in this area, and that way, because we're going to end up essentially with everything above. So this will be a fairly clean area. Let's just go and do that as well. So we'll just go to constructions, floors, and we'll just start to make all of this out of tower cap logs. I can do it like that. No, I can't. All right, that's got the flooring, and I'll just put one in the middle there as well. Constructions, floors. All right, we'll just wait for them to keep on building this one. Just got to keep on checking, looking down the hostiles all the time to see if there's anything else coming. Different fights, not really going to worry us too much. Eventually, the guys will come good in terms of their injuries, but it's just going to take a while. Now we've got 12 unhappy dwarves. What are they doing? They're moving off. I might sort of clear out. Actually, do I want to bother clearing out? So we've got a ramp there. Ultimately, I think we'll still be okay. Actually, it is now. We're getting a pools of goo up through here. I don't think it's raining the goo at this stage. Yeah, just let things sort of develop. See, there are pools of goo now forming. That flooring is now all done. That's basically done on that layer as well. I'm just going to wait now for the everything else to form. Then we're going to need to put another roof on the top of this one as well, but it's not urgent. I mean, if we can secure it, it would be good. There we go. We've got the corners. We can now start to resume those constructions. they come. Do those constructions as well. Now they're going out and about, picking up stuff from outside, which is not terrible at this stage, but yeah, we will need to sort of correct that at some stage. We've got 6 hostiles there now. So this ultimately will become like a storage area. So we've now got this layer down below, which is nice and pristine. Get rid of the goo. Right, with this one now, we've now got this layer as well. This is going to be the layer that ultimately we'll use for attacking. Like I said, we'll end up with a zone in through here for the military dwarves to be able to patrol and just look over the top of the fortress and essentially sort of use this for their archery. So I'm going to place that. So that's the top layer that we currently have. But look, goo's not falling. Otherwise, this would be completely full of goo. But it's not. So let's just keep on going with this construction. Now I'll go with the constructions. We'll go with the fortification this time. So fortification blocks creature movement, but allows projectiles through. So soldiers near fortifications are reasonably safe from incoming projectiles. But we've got to be 2 layers up for that to be effective. Otherwise, they can just shoot. Anything can just shoot straight through it. In this case, they can't really do that. So I'm going to still place. I'll place them into different zones. I might just sort of prepare how this one actually does go. Yeah, I might do a series where we end up basically back in that area there. Let's go to there. We'll make this one out of the chert blocks again. We'll get a goo roof. We will indeed. So I'm going to set up these different zones in through here. I'll do another one across here. Again, just chert blocks. All. So we're running out of chert blocks again now. And in between these, I'll just pop some normal blocks. I'm not sure how I can do. I'll attempt something in here and just see if we can actually sort of do the top with that particular one, because I need to go up. But I'll just go into constructions, walls. And chert blocks. And initially I'm going to need to put a roof on this next layer above. So what I'll do in here is just go up with a staircase here. Be under constructions, stairs, and we'll just make this out of tower cap logs, so it's almost like a scaffold type arrangement. That will be okay. So Freeze Aaron is saying we're playing a new start. No, this is the same old fortress that we've had for a long time now, but we're now getting on top of things. So we've got 8 hostiles. What's the 8th? I've got a few chinchillas that have come in. Chinchilla corpses have wandered in from the outside. Actually, there's heaps of them. a fair few of the other ones have now disappeared from the below ground. That's not really going to. They're not going to worry us. That's all okay. All right, that's all fine. Let's go back to F1. So this one here, I think I'm now going to change F1 into the new top of the fortress, because this really will be where we start to have things sort of opening up. So I'll just drag that one down to say there, and just press H and F1. We're just going to recenter that location there. Okay, so when I press F1, I'll now come back to this location, which is sort of now that, that's the more appropriate location for us to have. They're all still there. I think we can now take them off station. So let's just go and no special orders. Let them do their own thing. So they'll then just wander off. So still a hive of activity. So that layer is done, and then this layer is now, actually one thing I should do is just suspend that one, otherwise we're not going to be able to put them in. Oh, they've already done this. No, they haven't. Snowstorm is actually still okay. Okay, we've now got the top area through here, and so now we want to have a big floor placed above the whole lot. So this will essentially be the access point in. So we'll just go across into here and set up a constructions, floors. Now this is going to be fairly big. Let's go all the way across to there. Now we've got the chert blocks at 86. That should be enough. What's that going to be? 5? Yeah, 5 by whatever. It's still going to be. So I'll just use all of the chert blocks up. There we go. That will then be the top. That will essentially be our tower built. Once this is all done. There are 13 unhappy dwarves, so there's more and more unhappy dwarves now. Okay, they can now be resumed. Somebody ran off. Yeah, chinchilla is fighting. So we've now got the chinchillas are now in here. Someone ran off in this direction. I just saw. Not sure where they actually are. But anyway, someone ran off. Trapper. Oh, they're in here. Here they come. What we'll do is we will actually, it's a bone carver, so it's not the same one. I will actually now go and set these guys up to go and kill these corpses, just because they're going to be annoying. They're not going to do too much damage unless we leave them, unless we don't do anything. Yes, we're being interrupted all the time. Stray donkey. Now what I can do is I can actually raise the drawbridge. Actually, no, I can't yet because I don't actually have enough mechanisms. It's still not been built. So we do need to wait for that to be built before we can then sort of raise that other drawbridge. So I just need to keep this one open. But we will kill this thing. It's just becoming a bit of a nuisance. Bang, done. That's gone. So that's the chinchilla corpse mangled skeleton is sort of now been done. So the guys have now done their job. There's still 7 hostiles. How many? They're all at the top of the fortress. So I don't really need to worry like they're on the edge of the map. So it was just that one that wandered in. I'll just go back to F1 and just watch now what happens up through here. Resume construction there. All right. Back they come. Some of these will fail just automatically, just because they don't have access to them for whatever reason. It's running abhorrent goo. This is sort of, we want to try to avoid this if we can, but I think I'll just let them build, because it's fairly safe still up above. I'll just let that happen, even though they're going to get caught in the goo. There we go. They're vomiting now because they're getting the goo all over them. So, okay, so Orangutan's saying if you use that DasTactic, sorry, so if you are asking questions, particularly on Twitch, it does beep at me. It doesn't beep at me on YouTube, but if you do DasTactic, it does, or at DasTactic on either Twitch or YouTube, it will actually highlight it in red for me. So we've got so Orangutan saying, yeah, if you use that DasTactic, bing bongs for Daz, helps him see questions. Yes, it does. Thank you. Now, where did we get to? So I'll just read through a few of the comments there. So, Orangutan saying a lot of the chat have died for this fort. Bjolf 3 times, I think. Yes, I think so. And Bjolf is still badly injured, even this time. Freezerin is saying, I was going to ask if you ever show us how long you can go with Distant Worlds. I love your tutorials and would love to see you build mega structures. Well, we're sort of the current run that we're doing with Dwarf Distant Worlds is actually really sort of interesting, because there's one faction that's very, very close to victory, and we're trying to stop the victory. And we've been playing an awfully long time with that one, and I'm planning to continue playing it, because it's been a really good fun run. You know, like, and it's we're not sort of getting into like, we're still in the early-ish phase. We haven't even got cruisers yet, but it's been a really fun run. Like, it's been just going for weeks and weeks and weeks. So okay, so we've got the yes, Orangutan saying time to buy in then and risk a DasDemption ban. Jerk blocks camouflage that tower in the goo. Yeah, pretty much, just a big brown tower. Okay, so Zerin saying, yeah, I do normally, but he misses me a lot. So not a criticism, just not here all the way through all sometimes. Anyway, what did I miss? Ads just took out 2 minutes. Oh, sorry. I was going to ask if you ever show us how long you can go in Distant Worlds. So, yeah, so I just answered that one through there. Love the tutorials, and I'd like to see you build mega structures. Yeah, so it's the run that we're currently doing in Distant Worlds is, as I said before, is really quite tense. It's been really cool, actually. In every session, we've actually had a very, very definite target that we've been trying to achieve, and so each little session has actually almost been like it's a self-contained episode, because we start off with something we want to achieve, and pretty much it's the way it's worked out is we've been able to address that every single time, which is great. So there we go. Freezerin redeemed a custom reward. So okay, so that's for Dwarf Fortress. Okay, so you got DW. Yeah, so mega structures in here. So for Dwarf Fortress, we're getting close with this one here, to be honest, because we now have a fair population. So the population is not too bad. Our security is almost under control. And so, yes, it's just the biomes that we end up in are just so damn dangerous. But we could start to do, once we get the metal under control, we can then start to do minecarts and stuff like that, and then sort of build bigger things that way. So yeah, potentially maybe even in the next session we might be able to start to do certain things. I do need to get my military up and running. So can you can you teach me to build a water reactor? Yeah, this is for a waterfall for happiness. That's something where, again, we can just do it through a series of pumps. But yeah, that's something that I used to do that a lot, but now I'm sort of just tend to be playing the zombie biomes where it's all about survival. Anyway, let's keep on going. Yeah, so this is still way too dangerous, this fortress, to be able to spend any time doing those sorts of things just yet. It will come, but we've still got a lot we have to establish. Let's just unpause and continue on. I am worried about the goo. the raining goo. Everyone's now going to be even more unhappy with But if we can establish this, at least we'll then have a secure top of the fortress. So let them just continue on this way. And just double check. A giant Olm corpse of another cave crocodile. It's okay. Okay, it's getting closer. What I might do is I might actually put roofing over the top. It sort of looks like it's sort of not showing the... this one does require some sort of roof, so I will actually do this as well. Just go to constructions, roofs, or floors in this case. And then we've got the church blocks. You've nearly used up all the church blocks with this. Let's go that way. Yeah, getting very close. So we'd made it over 300, and so it took over 300 church blocks for this particular construction. Freezer is saying, I watched all of your Fire Mountain series, and you wanted to see the finished Golden Temple. Do you remember that? Vaguely, that was years ago, wasn't it? All right, let's get you a dwarf. What we've been doing is just pretty much going from the top. Anyone that's actually not named, the first one that does come up, but I will actually have a bit of a look to see. We've got a few interesting ones, so not so much those. The blacksmith is going to be important. Ultimately, I think we've got the metalcraft, that's Began already. Weaponsmith. Actually, I'll make you the weaponsmith because this is going to ultimately be a very, very important dwarf in the fortress. So you can have this one here. So we'll go and change the name to Freezarin. So if you, this is of course DasDemption, which means that if the dwarf dies, and we've had a lot of deaths in the fortress, you get banned, basically banned for an hour from the chat. We do actually have this. That's Bjolf. Bjolf won't have any clothes. You can see there, still got blood all over it. And we've got like a silk thread sort of sewn in. Health-wise, ability to grasp has been lost. Yeah, just scars all over her. They've been in the wars, these guys. They've had a very, very difficult time. That's all cave crocodiles again, so there's going to be more undead outside. All right, yeah, they're no longer, they don't have a role to play, so they're just doing their own thing, which is important. We just give them time off for when we do need them. Let's just go back up the top of the fortress again. And, yeah, so they're now vomiting because they're in the goo. Getting close here. Let's go to the bottom of the fortress now and just sort of see how we're going with digging our way through. And then we still dug all the way through here and didn't find anything. Well, I'm going to continue on digging deeper. This is negative 18 now, so let's just keep on digging down until something happens. So we'll just go into this side, go to the staircase, and go all the way down. We'll go down to, say, negative 60. I'm just looking in the top right corner there. And hopefully by that stage we'll find something. So we'll start down there. Then if this is a long way down, then we will have to build some sort of mega structure, like some sort of way of getting metal, or we'll have to get metal down to there, and then also back up again as well. So that will be sort of where we have things. Just go back up to F1 again and just double check the building of this top roof, which is good. Gee, we're doing so well here. Lots of vomit on the roof, which is great. I've got 3 more little spots. One more, guys, one more. Oh, and they're cleaning up, even cleaning up the vomit. Isn't that great? And we've actually now done the top. Okay, so now we want to destroy essentially the top through here, and then put in another wall. So this will then get rid of the. This will then completely enclose our tower for now. So if we just go back across into remove this. So we can remove that one, and then we'll remove the other one afterwards. So we'll just go and wait for somebody to come and do that. On this layer. It's running goo, but we shouldn't be up on top of the roof now anyway. Yeah, somebody's coming to do this. You can see the goo now is just going to fall everywhere on top of the roof. So somebody's got the job. There we go. We've now got early winter. Got 12 hostiles now on the map. All right, so we've now got a bit of a bigger group of zombies have now wandered in. Freezer is saying a hatch for the stairs. No, because if we end up with something that can climb up the walls, you can ultimately have something that can be a door smasher. Not that it's rare that would happen, so I could actually have done that, but I'm going to remove it entirely. I'm going to sort of get rid of it. I'll just pause for a second. Just see we've got Pults have hatched. They're going to be another bit of a pain. Winter is upon you. Struck phrase. Yep, so they're different ones are fighting in through there. Yeah, people are just too injured. Okay, we've got Crave Crocodiles down through there. Got more chinchillas. Then we've got Gorlax that have now come back to life. Yeah, so we've just got a few more chinchillas up the top there, which is not really a big problem. Yeah, that's okay. So here we go. So this is Red Shirt has now taken down the top area, and we now need to also get rid of this one here. So we just go and go back into the mining one, designate for construction, and just get rid of that one. Come on, guys. Here we go. So somebody will come back up and get rid of that. There we are. So we've now got the block. So we've now got an opening there, and we're just now going to put a chert block back in there. So construction, wall, and chert blocks. Here we go. All right, so that's actually now our tower completed after all this. So once that's been done, there's Gorlax, more Gorlax fighting on those layers. This is awesome. So we've actually now got the and the reason for not having the like a hatch with there are different creatures that will come to the fortress, and so we have to be careful of anything that can smash open doors. And you can have a hatch can't be opened from below, but it can be smashed from the top. So if we had flying units that could actually smash open hatches once they've been locked, then it becomes a little bit weaker. This is completely secure by doing it this way. So that's the reason I did it, but it also does look neater than having a hatch on the top. Now, ultimately, we may want to put another hatch in there. I'll just let that one sort of be fixed up. So somebody will come and put that one in, and then we can sort of look at other things, I guess, at that stage. Here we go, and we're done. Okay, so the fortress is now complete, sort of. It's now just ready for when we do want to use it. When we start to get like a ranged military, I'll then sort of start to build other little areas in through here to push them up against the top. The staircase, I don't know if that will actually help that much with what they're doing, but we'll sort of see how we go. Thanks for the subscription there, Syrian. Very, very much appreciated. So in this case, we've now got this one established. Actually, there was a question there about blocks. I must have actually asked about blocks. Yeah, so the blocks, essentially I'm using blocks because you get a lot more out of them out of rock, and they're fast to move. It's mainly the speed of movement of bringing them in. Let's just see if we've got, that one's still a way off being built. So we need to get the mechanisms established. At this stage, I think we'll actually just now go back down to the bottom of the fortress again. So just go to F6 and scoot on through. Yeah, we're still not making it all the way down. Now that's interesting. Why did they not finish off that one there? Oh, hang on, wrong one. I can't do. There's something there that's stopping me from mining, and this can happen a bit. Let's get rid of the bottom bit, and let's just now work our way around in here and just see what we can try to establish. It may be the bottom of the fortress. I don't think it would be though. So I'm just going to grab the bottom bit here. Let's build a staircase. Let's continue on building that staircase all the way up. We've somehow avoided the other location. Let's go and build it from this other corner and just see what we end up finding. We start on the up-down, that way we don't have any problems. Just go all the way down to where this one actually does finish. Where was it there? All right, let's continue on. Oh, alert. All right, so we've got different things now happening. So I'm just going to pause this very, very quickly. We've got a thief, protect the horde. Where's that one? So the thief has wandered in. There's some sort of thief that's actually come in. Got one invader. And what have you picked up? This is a kobold thief. It's got a dagger. I don't think it's actually caught anything just yet. So thieves are a problem. This is actually now what we can expect to sort of see. In fact, let's just go ahead. Oh, I've got 19 raiders from Quindorf. Welcome, guys. So we've just the kobold thief is wandered off that way. Which direction? It's wandering away. It may have been scared off, but having said that, there's not really a lot going on. If we have a bit of a look, there's no actual. It's just got a linen tunic and a silver dagger, a large silver dagger, which is not from where we are. So that's what it's come in with. This is Gufagujaris, the kobold thief. We're going to see more and more of these now that we're starting to get our wealth is now starting to come back up. But let's go and put everything on display so that these guys have to try to sort of do what they can do. So this is a very blatant thief. Like if we see that one, we attack it. So we'll, but it didn't actually. I think it came in. It sort of scouted, and we're sort of seeing what was what. So we've got the alert, thief, protect the horde. Let's just go down and actually put our special ring on display. So we'll just go back down to F3, and we now actually have this pedestal. On the pedestal, we're going to assign a new display item. We're going to go to rings, mudstone rings. There it is, Seabosh Sitgil. We're going to place that on the pedestal. So that's going to be the pride and joy of our fortress. That will be the artifacts that we then end up having. So if we go into, that's a justice. We haven't done justice at all, actually. Open the objects menu. In fact, we really should get that established as well. I think we'll start to think about justice, and we'll do that in the God, we almost want to have the justice up in the top of the fortress as well. Where should we put that? Do we do that near the hospital? This is now all nicely smooth, so we can actually start to build the rest of this. I might just go and build that now while we're here. Get those established. Beds. I think we've got all the other beds in there. Tables. Place them in that side as well, and then traction benches. What a beautiful hospital. So ultimately, once we get everything built, this will be quite a nice little spot. Now, the justice system, we really got to start thinking about this. This is sort of probably an ideal location for us to actually use for justice. We could actually have like a series of prisons coming off through here. I think I'll actually set this one up now. Let's go and do that, where we end up with a corridor that runs down this way, with cells. So I might make it a bit narrower, too wide. So we'll have a door, and then we'll have maybe a couple of different sorts of cells. And if we make the cells, I can use bars, metal. Once we get metal done, I can then put the bars in between the actual cells themselves. The justice system's unusual in Dwarf Fortress, in that you want it to be very, very luxurious, and the cells you really want to have like in a 3x3 area is sort of like the maximum you can really sort of then go and do, and you put a restraint in the middle of the cell. I'm thinking let's just start off by doing it this way. We'll just do a few little few areas in through here. One more, and then what we might do is, like again, actually, what I can do is I can put once I get the metal system going, we'll end up sort of making this a bit nicer than what we had there before. So let's just go and make this into the ultimately the prison system. So do it off there next to the hospital. Because with this many unhappy dwarves, things are going to go bad very, very quickly, I would imagine. There we go, putting the tables down. This is all good. Okay, we're now butchering the pults. We're striking native gold again. This is good. Got a llama. Goo doesn't really worry us too much anymore. We've got rock mechanisms have been completed, but they've got so many different things we have to do with the mechanisms. It's going to be a while before we can actually do it. Now this is Dwarf. Yeah, it's just still too injured to do anything. Before we go any further, what I might do is actually stop the... I might close this gate because we don't really need anyone else out here just yet. We can't raise the drawbridge. We can't build this stuff. But if I just raise that one, I just want to make doubly sure that nobody's actually out and about doing anything. I don't think that they are. There's no reason for them to go up the top there anymore. So let's go and pull that lever. Pull the lever. Do it now. There we are. Just watch somebody come through. Done. And if we just go back up the top. What we don't want to see is anyone wandering nearby. There we go. It's now been blocked off. If there was anyone outside, we'd then get a message to say that that we've got people that have now been locked in. I think what we can also then just go and do is, if we go to F2, which is sort of like the old entrance, I'm going to lock this one down as well. That just completely stops anything from coming through. The other thieves can sort of pick their way through hatches as well. So that way it just stops. That now makes it completely, yeah, so we can't make traction benches because we need mechanisms. That will fix itself up eventually. God, we've got a lot of cages here, a lot of empty cages. I thought that I had empty cages already established. So let's go back down a little bit until we find the cage stockpile. It was down in here somewhere. What have we got in here? Now this is actually, yeah, this is not empty cages. We need an empty cage area. So, hi Sev, how are you going? So how's the colony? We're actually doing very, very well. Syrian's saying Staz had a redemption around the alert time. Oh, did I? Sorry, let me have a look. Did I do Syrian? No, I didn't. Sorry, Syrian. I will actually do that one right now. So let's go and we've now got a fair few unnamed ones. I'm just trying to find now ones that are going to be interesting. So we'll just go through and grab got farmers, butchers, cheesemakers, herbalists. We need the doctor. So you can be. I know Jay's already been named. Have we got another doctor somewhere else? One of the Zulban is actually he's a good doctor actually. Oh no, he's not all that good. No, he's a novice bone doctor. Yeah, so no, he's. I'll give you him. You blessed other cheesemakers, indeed. So I'll give this one will be Syrian. Thank you for reminding me about that. I actually did completely miss it. Syrian TX. There we are. So the doctor, the good doctor is, and the doctors haven't survived very long in this fortress. Anyway, we'll continue on. So Sigmatica saying, what did the cook end up doing with the mudstone? I missed that somehow. It made a ring, a mudstone ring, which is going to be pride and joy. There it is there, right on top of the this pedestal, ready for thieves to come and try to take it. But it's hard for thieves to do it because we have all these different people in through here. So let's just go down to the bottom of the fortress again. So this is F6, and just see what we can find with this. Going down here, did we end up getting to the very, very bottom? Looks like we did, or nearly. We nearly did. Yeah, we're still just making our way through. I'll just start Garnerite. Geez, we're not finding anything really that's helping us much. What I might do is I might actually make the whole staircase now. Not that I need it, but I will actually still do that. So we'll just go a bit back down into here. Staircase, I'll do the staircase up from this point. I'm not finding that third layer. Now, I mean, of course, we could be in the middle of something else. Just get it to there. Okay, so we'll end up with that one. And then with the staircase in the middle, I just want to remove that all the way through. I'll leave it with a solid. I'll leave this one with a solid area. That just keeps it solid rock in the middle there. So they can just keep on going, and then we'll start to maybe move off once we sort of find some interesting, like if we find like a gold layer, which we do have gold layers in through here. Just I don't know, maybe no, I can't have missed because we've got the in the bottom corner here. There's a way down that ends up sort of this one here ends up being a tunnel all the way down to the that should go down to the next layer. It shouldn't be that far. It should be around about here somewhere. So I'm sort of hopeful that we end up sort of discovering the next layer through here. Eventually, the next cavern. But we haven't found any anything else. Yeah, we're just getting rid of different bits and pieces. This is all fine. Now that's interesting. We don't actually. Oh no, I've I've still got the yeah. I was thinking, oh, don't have any hostiles, but we actually do. So if we just go back up the top again, F3. So yeah, they've got that one through there. This guy does nothing. He's useless. Now we've also got all of these. I've still got some empty coffins. I won't put the coffins in there just yet. So we're now secure again with the drawbridge up. Until we sort of get on top of the mechanisms, we've still got a fair bit to do. A lot of work. Let's just go down to the bottom of the fortress again. So what I might do is I might just have a bit of a look in this bottom corner here. Like there's still things that sort of go down. I'm thinking if I sort of look at about this layer here. Now, do we have any metals? We do. We can sort of see that we've got metals in through this other side. This is garnerite. So I might start to even dig out this one as a mining layer. So let's go and do that. Let's just go across, and my head's probably going to cover this a little bit, but I'm just going to go across to show the advanced options. And I'm just going to click on, yeah, no, I can see it there through there. I'm just going to go to auto, and at the moment we're just doing auto dig only ores and gems selected. So I'm just going to go across and click that one, which is just going to go to green. And so they will come eventually back to this one, and we'll just see if once they start to sort of mine this one out, if we then find other things. It's okay, we don't have to worry about pretty much anything. Yep, there's more things fighting. Here we go. So that's all they found. This is nickel. I'll go off on in the other direction, just see if that's actually going to help us. So often you'll end up with an area with lots of these. So we'll just see if we can find more. So it's raining goo outside. Doesn't worry us. Does not concern us at all. They're still digging deeper underground. We've got rats wandering around down the bottom there, which is not able to get inside for us. Just keep an eye on this one here, because this one I think will ultimately, you know, if it can actually open up, it would be interesting. One of them has become less unhappy. We've got a few more that are even happier again. Gee, we're really not finding anything here at all. Now, because of that cavern that does go down, yeah, I'll keep on trying this area until we sort of get things done. Okay, the yaks are giving birth to different things. We're going to have to start butchering these a little bit, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because that's when we're going to have to sort of have the guys are going to have to be ready to sort of do things. So there we go, wandering off, but we're not finding any other layers here. This is just nickel, which is not really anything that I really need. Well, I'd say that this layer is basically nothing. So they're now just going through and auto mining that particular location. So this layer doesn't seem to have anything on it, which is okay. That's fine. do we come back up? We did strike gold on some of these. Yeah, this one here. Let's go and mine for gold. Let's auto mine this one and see if we end up finding anything. And yeah, so what have we got up through there? That's Garnerite again. All right, so nothing much there as well. God, how far down do we want to do this? Yeah, here we go, heaps of gold here as well. Let's try this layer. So we're looking for the underground. So Orangutan saying, is it worth mining on the layer? You can see the connection. Possibly, yeah. I might have to go back up because I would have thought we would have found it by now if it was one of these layers. And I don't think it's going to be much deeper than this. I'm sort of wanting to get down to the bottom layer, but I'll try for one of the above layers. Yeah, so I think maybe we do go up. I'll just watch this a little bit longer. Just see what happens. I don't think there's much we have to react to over here. Yeah, it's not looking good. Come on, guys, keep on mining. So we'll go further up after this. Just doing little bits and pieces. So yeah, there's been nothing at all down through here, and nothing like in terms of the. We've still got a fair bit of mining to do actually. Just looking at all this stuff. Where are we? So we're a fair way up. I will just watch this this layer being mined. Yeah, we're not going to find much else, I don't think. So let's go further up. And we'll see if we can then find this particular area. I mean, once we do get this the metal established, it's all going to be fairly good. Now, I'm looking at the time, guys. I'm going to have to wind it up because I've got another stream to do actually in about 35 minutes over on the Slytherin channel. It's D-Day, so there's going to be, I think I'm playing Headquarters. Well, there's nothing much else in through here. I might just stop that for now. We can always come back to this. So there's nothing on that layer. So I think I'll actually call it quits here, guys. Any way to make your dwarves happy? Well, we're trying different things to... like they'll have every dwarf. I'll finish off with just showing you sort of how that one works. We've got heaps of unhappy dwarves. Let's just go and pick one. So this is Ranger. So this is Litash Ukomesh, the Ranger, is listening to a story. So people are listening to a story. And Sarvesh, the Glazer, is actually very happy and is telling a story. So these guys are actually sort of in the process of, this one's very unhappy. This one's quite happy. This trapper is listening, but the Glazer is actually telling the story. Now they'll be somewhere. Let's let's go into where they actually are, and see where they're. So they're listening to it in the dining hall. So that's actually sort of where they actually are. So this one is listening to a story. We should see the mood is if we go to thoughts, memories are long term. Yeah, let's just start from the start. If we go into, so listening to a story should make them happier, ultimately. If we go across and view a detailed description of this activity, so in the early spring of okay, Cause Lord. That's the story. They're telling about they're telling the story of of the what actually happened with the establishment of the fortress. So that's actually the story that they're actually listening to. But if we go across into that particular one again and just go to their details. So this one we know is unhappy. And the reason that it's important that we try to fix this one up is that they ultimately will become depressed, and then they can become violent, and things can then spiral. If you've got like a whole lot of angry dwarves, it can actually end up spiraling into quite a negative, into a thing where they end up killing each other. So we don't want that to happen. Actually, there's trolls now fighting as well. So we could end up with an undead troll somewhere. It's outside. Trolls are door smashers. That's one of those things we have to be a little bit careful of. They're also good at climbing, I think. Anyway, so back in through here, we can sort of see, like when we first go into the overview, we get a few little things. I got into an argument with Resmelin, feel resentful. So that's actually a negative statement. She is resentful after getting into an argument. Interested after watching a performance. So interested is sort of a positive thing. Blissful, remembering a bath. So that could be before she even came to the fortress. Horrified, reliving being attacked by the dead. This is going to be one of these things this is why everyone is so unhappy, is because we are literally fighting zombies all the time. Interested after watching a performance again. So the performances have been good. Satisfied discussing her problems with an acquaintance. Euphoric due to inebriation. Satisfied while crying on somebody in charge. Satisfied while yelling at somebody in charge. Didn't feel anything after seeing some dead bodies in through here. Didn't feel anything after seeing a ram's dead body, which is fine again as well. So there's a few things there. This just gives a bit of an overview. If we go through to the personality, sometimes we'll get clues in here as to what we can do, but it becomes one of these exercises of what exactly do they want, and how do we then satisfy it, which can become, for where we are at the moment, we don't have time to do that. So she has very good feel for social relationships, a good memory and good spatial sense, but she has next to no natural music ability. She doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing her mind. She occasionally overindulges. She has an active imagination. She tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. She can easily fall in love or develop positive sentiments, which is good. She tries to keep her things orderly. She is quite polite. She isn't particularly ambitious. She rarely feels discouraged. She prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. She likes a little excitement now and then. So they're not seeing any specific things in there that is actually, we've got values. She holds crafts war for the highest ideals. They all do that. This is why putting the ring out is, they feel good about that. See, friendship is one of the finer things in life. Believes that honesty, is good. Deeply respects those that work hard at their labours. Values family greatly. Values cooperation. Finds merrymaking and partying worthwhile activities. So she should come good ultimately. There's nothing much in there. If we go to preferences. So this is actually what she likes. So she likes serpentine. She does like gold. So if we start making things out of gold, she's probably going to like that. Jasper, opal, green glass, warthog. We can make green glass, I think. Actually, no, we don't have sand, I don't think. We'd need to find some sand somewhere. Short swords, ducks for their quacks. So again, she's actually she likes ducks, and we've actually now got some ducks that have come into the fortress. We could actually allow one of them to become her pet. That could actually be something. The sound of the lavender incense and the sight of the flower of the dance. Possibly she prefers to consume wine. She absolutely detests jumping spiders. So the fact that she likes wine, we could then try to get fruit from somewhere. If we're trying to satisfy just her needs, that would be something we could go and do. Then we actually have needs as well. So this is where we start to see somewhat focused. She's unfettered after spending time with people. She's not distracted, but she's unfocused, doing nothing creative. Unfocused after leading an unexcited life. Unfocused after being unable to acquire something. So she has different things in through here. So we're not seeing sort of anything too much. Anyway, let's just go across. That's the traits. If we go to her thoughts, quite often we'll get some ideas. Memories are long-term things that have happened. So she's blissful after remembering sleeping in a good bedroom. So bedrooms seem to be important to her. Dining in a fantastic dining room is also in 302. This is now. So she probably has got her own bedroom. I think she'll come good on her own. She's horrified after being attacked by the dead, and she despair upon dwelling being caught in freakish weather. So it's the weather. It's being caught in the abhorrent goo is a problem. If we go to items, she's washed all the goo off her. So that long-term memory of being caught in the goo is going to be with her. This is sort of like these are defining memories. We do have then recent thoughts as well, so there'll be sort of some of these will then appear in through here, so that you can actually do like full analysis. If we go and I don't know if we can actually assign the duck as her pet, but that would actually be probably something that we could do. I don't know if we can actually go and do that one. We've got relationships in through there. She's only got passing acquaintances. So she needs to make better friends. Military, yeah, she's not part of any of that. Personality, yeah, that's all okay. There's nothing much in there. Health, skills, rooms, labour. I think all I can really do is just assign one of the ducks to become pets. So let's go and do that, and just see if that. I don't know if she'll actually go and do it. So we've got ourselves that's a chick. There's a duck. There it is. This is actually already somebody's pet. This is the pet of Urvad Astazot. Let's just go back across and see if there's any other ducks. Pets and livestock. Was that the only duck? Yeah, that one's named, so it's someone's pet already. No, there's no spare ducks. So no, she can't have the duck as her own pet. But whose pet is it? Pet of Urvad Astazot. Who's Urvad? That one there, sleeping. Oh, you're right. All right. Actually, these haven't been assigned, these bedrooms, properly. And one thing to make it, if we smooth where the dwarves spend time, it makes them happy. So let's go and do that. So if they, while they're in this area, and do we have bedrooms? Have these been assigned? Yeah, they've been assigned as bedrooms. All right, so anyway, guys, I do have to leave it here. So thanks for watching. And Ash Nazak is saying, this game really that detailed? Oh, yes, it is. Down to the point where can we show it? Let's find one of our injured dwarves. If we go across to Began, the metal crafter, is praying to Lish at the moment. Also very, very unhappy. If we go across this particular character, so she's actually now coming into the temple to pray. And so she's got a lot of her thoughts and memories will be afraid, reliving, experiencing trauma, gratitude, remembering being rescued. So Began suffered massive damage, almost died. And humiliated, dwelling upon being uncovered. Now, she doesn't have any clothes. You'll see all she's wearing is a single glove on her right hand, and that is then affecting her thoughts here about. So if we can get clothes for Began, we could possibly sort of. So we may sort of try to get like a bit of a stock of clothing. We do have an auto clothing aspect to the game, but I think if we went and started making, because there's a fair few now where their clothes have been completely ripped off them, and so in this case her items are that she's literally just wearing, she's got a bit of blood actually on her knee and her elbow at this stage. I think it might be blood. It should be saying a splatter of Began's dwarven blood on the right knee and right elbow. So she's still got, like, this happened episodes ago that this actually did happen. If we have a look at the health, so she can't stand properly, she can't grasp, she's got motor nerve damage and sensory nerve damage. If we look at the wounds, this is all of the different wounds that she suffered at being attacked by zombies. So there's lots and lots of things you can see there. Lower right leg, left upper leg, left lower arm. It goes down even to fingers, teeth, different things like this, like the left foot muscle. So the actual, it remembers, like not just remembers, this is actually current wounding that she's got. Even the neck and head, like it's like she has been torn apart by zombies. And if we go to treatment, there's no treatment schedules because she's been treated as well as she possibly can. Often when they have been treated, you'll find that there's stitches still inside their body. There'll be like thread, but in this case, she's basically just she was almost killed. History back and through there. So this is actually this is the health history. So we can sort of see through this side. It's 3:02 now. This happened earlier in the year. So it was brought to rest in a bed. So somebody, like the Kivish, the stone carver, carried her to a bed. She was then evaluated by Dr. Falkins. She was then cleaned by Kivish, the one who brought her there. And so he cleaned her down by getting water from the well, received pigtail dressings in the head by Kivish. So Kivish, the stone carver, actually ended up doing some of the doctoring there as well. Received pigtail dressings on the neck. So these are just stitching up the different problems. Received cave spider silk dressing in the upper leg by Kivish again as well. Received a pigtail dressing on the right upper leg, etc., etc. So there's lots of stitching up that actually happened through there. And then if we go to the description, we can then sort of see her description will now be full of, like her hair is quite dense. Her very long hair is braided. She has which you can see in the thing through here, is an angular chin. Her somewhat broad ears are slightly flattened. Her aquamarine eyes are slightly rounded. Her hair is light brown. So it's just going through basic stuff. But then we go through the stuff that's happened to her. Her upper body bears a very short, straight scar. Her lower body bears a very short, straight scar. Her neck bears the marks of numerous old wounds, the chief among them a massive, jagged scar. Her head bears the marks of old wounds. So everything that happened to her, it's very, very specific. Left lower arm. And I forget what attacked her. Anyway, there's just heaps and heaps of stuff. But in this stage, she can hardly do any work. So she's just basically sort of sitting there, really not able to do much at all. But yeah, it's incredibly detailed, the actual game itself. Eventually, she does recover quickly, it's saying through here, but she is frail. And so this is something where hopefully at some point she will then come good. And there's another one there. This is Kuja Grim, also with no clothes. So you can see this one does actually have, this one again was attacked by zombies, got no clothing at all, but it's still got thread everywhere. We look at the health, ability to grasp has been lost. So we find that these guys can't really do much work at this stage until they really do recover properly, and it takes them a long time. In fact, you can see the little down arrows under Began. That's because Began can't walk. Began's just crawling around, can't even grasp, so can't even use a crutch. So it's literally just crawling around around the fortress. So no wonder she's so damn unhappy. So Udakan is saying, I wish we could see the dwarf in their entirety, mouse over a scar and get the limbs history there. It would be cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, guys, I really do have to get going, so I'm going to have to leave it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Actually, we're planning on doing a multiplayer game of Dagger Directive, which is a first-person shooter. I'll be putting up a video about how to play the game before I put that up, so that'll be going up sometime today on YouTube. Great little first-person shooter with some fairly strategic elements to it. Anyway, guys, I'll leave you later. I'll catch you later, hopefully tomorrow, and have a great one. Or if you come across to the Slytherin channel, I'll be over there in about 20 minutes I'm pretty sure it's Headquarters World War II that I'm playing over there. I'll have to double check. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.